and ended up going to college at that point, because anybody who's ever worked in an open pit turquoise mine, college starts looking real good right about 2 weeks into the job. So I attended Eastern Arizona College at the Gila Pueblo campus there in Globe. Ended up transferring to Northern Arizona University, and I earned my degree in elementary education. Went back to Globe and taught civics to 8th graders. I taught the government. I taught the Constitution. I taught the Declaration of Independence. I taught how elections work, who and why you vote, and for whom. And I wanted to learn so much more about the Constitution because I've read it several hundred times in my lifetime, that I applied for law school. I applied at Arizona State, I applied at the University of Arizona, I didn't get in. So I went to Thomas Jefferson School of Law in San Diego, California. Went there for 3 years and earned my degree, my Juris Doctorate in Law. Graduated in 2002. Came back to Arizona, took the bar exam, passed it the first time, and went right back to Globe, Arizona, and started practicing law. The biggest disappointment when I was in law school is I didn't go to be a lawyer. I went because I wanted to study the Constitution. And what you learn in law school is not the Constitution. You learn how the Constitution has been manipulated and interpreted over the last 200 years. What you learn is that as clearly as the Constitution is presented, that there are groups, there are administrations, there are Supreme Court justices who have their own spin that they put on the United States Constitution. And it always struck me as odd that so many different people can interpret that document. The history of the Declaration of Independence, the history of the Constitution, is what I know. We have a problem in Washington. The problem in Washington is everybody's forgotten that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, that the Constitution is the rule book that they all must follow, that we have certain inalienable rights under that Constitution, rights that cannot be taken from us. When the Constitution was ratified, it was not ratified by the majority of the states until they guaranteed that a Bill of Rights would be in the Constitution. In 1787, the Constitution had no Bill of Rights. It received the Bill of Rights, and that's why it was ratified in 1791. The Constitution and those rights is what everything in America is, everybody's defended. All the veterans in the room. That's what you defended. When you go to Washington, D.C., and you're standing there in D.C. and you look across that river, you're looking across that river at Arlington National Cemetery. You're looking at the final resting place where tens of thousands of men and women made that ultimate sacrifice to defend the United States Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. It's the same oath the members of Congress take, that they continually violate their Constitution, and they violate that oath. And they do it all the while working across the river from the final resting place of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to uphold and defend the Constitution. And they do it because they don't want to lose that cushy committee assignment or that great office. And those men died, and those women died because they believed in that document. I believe in that document. I know that document. When the United States Congress commits acts that are unconstitutional, I know when they're committing an act that's unconstitutional. I know exactly why Hillary Clinton has a lawsuit against her right now. If anybody doesn't know, I know exactly why. Because I spent my life preparing, reading that Constitution, teaching it to children, teaching it to adults. Somebody's got to go to Congress and teach it to all the other congressmen. Because equidistant from the White House and the U.S. Capitol is the National Archives. And that's where the Constitution rests. And somebody in Washington needs to take time out of their day and go read that document. We've gotten away from it. We need to get back to it. I'm the guy to get us back to it. I'm not just a no vote. I'm a no vote, but I'm a no vote, and I'll give you a good reason, and I'll give you a good alternative. Because it's one thing to say, this is a problem. It's something entirely different to say, this is the problem, and here's the solution. It's easy to say, that's wrong, and I vote no against it. I vote against that piece of legislation. That's the easy part. The hard part is having that alternative. The hard part is having that idea that fixes the problem, not just identifying the problem. I have the ideas to fix the problem. I can identify, I can fix it, and I am young enough to finish what I start. And then I'm young enough to get out of the way and let somebody else take the job. Because Congress is not forever. Congress is for a short period of time. It's not your life, it's just a chapter in the book. I don't want to go to Congress forever. Congress is a 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year job. I can't do that for 30 years. The reason why people can do it for 30 years is because they just don't do it. Somebody's got to go and get the job done. I'm the guy to get the job done.